Forewarn weather with Thomas Keyboy.
Good morning, Utah, and happy Friday. We made it to the end of the work week. Let's go ahead and go back to the radar where we are seeing times of valley rain and mountain snow out there. So if you're going to be traveling, make sure that you're building in that extra time, as we have seen scattered showers more or less up and down the Beehive State. Go ahead and zoom things in here to northern Utah, where from the Utah-Idaho line, basically all the way down to Utah County, we've seen some steady rain, and we even have some ponding out on the roadways while you make your way into our canyons, and of course across the high country, seeing times of snow. In central Utah, the radar will never really show all that much just because it's hard for the radar to see over the mountains into the central portion of the state, but we have been seeing on and off showers across central Utah, while we're mainly looking at isolated showers down south, where we have seen times of rain and snow around Cedar City, times of rain down in St. George. And we've even seen some rain around Moab this morning. No matter where your drive is, even if it's dry where you are, if your drive is long enough, you might encounter some of those wet conditions. Here's the current view from the Alta snow stake, where in the last 12 hours we've picked up 5 inches of snow. It's a start, but of course we love to see snow back to the mountains, while places down in southern Utah like Bryan Head, it's a full-on powder day, as we picked up 14 inches of snow within the last 24 hours. Here's the current view from Bryce Canyon, where we do have some snowy roads around, so be careful if that's where you're going to be traveling, especially across the high country in southern Utah. Temperatures at this point are mainly ranging in the 30s and 40s, and we'll see mainly 30s and 40s for daytime highs, with temperatures along the Wasatch Front mainly hanging out in the low to mid 40s through most of the daytime hours, but those temperatures will be cooling down this afternoon into tonight as our winds become more northwesterly, and at any point today, there is a chance that wet weather will find you. That's not to say that it's going to rain on you all day if you're along the Wasatch Front, but it could come in waves. So at any point, make sure that you have the rain jacket, the umbrella handy, and just be extra careful out on the roadways for the morning, midday, and evening commute. Daytime highs, 30s and 40s for most, as we get to 38 degrees in Park City, 46 degrees in Salt Lake City. I think most of these daytime highs today will mainly be in the morning or early afternoon, and then once that northwesterly flow kicks in this afternoon, that's when those temperatures will begin to cool down, while in southern Utah, 30s and 40s as well. With St. George coming in at 48 just a couple of days ago in St. George, we were in the mid to upper 60s. Let's go ahead and begin the Futurecast, and I'll start this at 8 o'clock this morning. And the Futurecast is doing a really good job showing what we're currently seeing out there. With valley rain, mountain snow, it's going to be more of the same as we move into this afternoon. With more of that northwesterly flow, northern Utah will be favored, even though there will continue to be the chance for those showers down south. Hold on to a good chance of rain, say, down in St. George throughout the bulk of the day. Then into this evening, showers become more isolated and will mainly favor the northern half of the state. And with those cooler temperatures moving in, there's a chance that we see a wintry mix or even some snow down to our valleys. But if we do see any snow in our valleys, any accumulation is likely going to be minor. Isolated showers for the northern half of the state for our Saturday, calmer on Sunday. Then we bring back a good chance of wet weather into next week. When it comes to the snow elevation, we started yesterday around 7,500 feet thanks to our daytime highs being well above our seasonal averages. As we go to around midday today, should be right around the benches, and then from late tonight into tomorrow morning, some valleys could see some snow as the snow level drops to around 4,500 feet, so that potential does exist. The winter weather advisories and the winter storm warnings that we have for our mountains will continue through today, and will stop at 5 o'clock in the morning for the southern mountains on our Saturday, while they'll continue through 5 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow for our central and northern mountains, where we could add an additional 5 to 10 inches for the southern mountains, with maybe 10 to 20 for the LaSalle and Abajos, 3 to 7 additional accumulations for the central mountains and western Uintas, and for the Wasatch Mountains, we could see an additional 6 to 12 inches, with maybe some spots picking up over a foot, and we could add an additional 1 to 4 inches for other advisories, which now includes eastern Juab and Millard counties. But here's what we're expecting when it comes to expected snow totals through Saturday. Southern mountains additional 5 to 10, central mountains 4 to 8, northern mountains generally 2 to 6 inches. While those higher elevations could see that half a foot to a foot plus. Bryce and Sevier and those other valleys within the advisories 1 to 4, mountain valleys trace to 3, benches trace to 2 inches, and valleys could see mainly exclusively rain or maybe even up to an inch of snow. In St. George, a good chance of rain through today with just a slight chance on Saturday, calmer on Sunday. Then that wet weather potential increases once again into early next week as our next storm system arrives. On the Wasatch Front, valley rain and mountain snow for today, a chance of isolated rain and snow for our Saturday, calm on Sunday. And it looks like we'll see a good chance of wet weather through the first half of next week, with daytime highs going from the upper 40s back to the low 40s through the middle of next week. Let's go ahead and check the traffic out there this morning. That accident on the I-15 southbound in Davis County should be clear, while the roads up around Park City, honestly, right now not looking too bad, but they are a little slick. Salt Lake City to Tooele in the meantime is a 42 to 32 minute drive.